Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the laws of KASHRUS of Rabbi Yamin Forst, and he writes, "L'lapa is bayas hapas." There's a concept that we want the food that we are eating on the table to be something that you eat together with bread. Yesh oimrim ki masham ro'ila al shulchan malachim. When we mentioned previously, one of the categories that makes food into bishul akum is if it's oila al shulchan malachim, it's a food that is worthy of being on the tables of kings. Perusha, what does that mean? Shenechol al shulchan malachim lelapais ba'asapas. It is something that goes together with bread. Hainu shenechol yachad impas. It's something you will eat together with bread. For example, chumis. For example, matbucha. For example, different things that you would spread would be cream cheese. It would be peanut butter. Anything that you would have together with bread. So it gives it's considered to be chashev, it's considered to be something of import in and of itself because it's eaten together with the lechem, with the bread. However, if it's not something you eat together with bread, and it's not something that you would, like we say, dip over here in order to enjoy by the meal, then there is no prohibition of bishul akum, meaning even though that is on the table, and even though it's something that you're going to partake of and eat of at the meal, nevertheless, if you would not normally eat it together with bread, so therefore it would not have the prohibition of bishul akum if it was cooked by a non-Jew. However, there are those who argue on this, and they say that in reality that is not the halacha, and it means that any food that would make its way onto the wedding table and it would be eaten together with any other thing that's there, meaning not even that it has to be dipped in the bread, that bread has to be dipped in it or the like, but it's something that would be at a royal or a regal or a important meal, that already is going to be into the category of oila al shulchan malachim, and if you don't, and if it's cooked by a non-Jew, it's going to be bishul akum. So this, says Rav Forst, is a machlekes, is an argument in the paiskim and halachic authorities, and it would seem to be that la halacha will take both seriously, and that is, of course, if it's something that's eaten together with bread, then that's going to have a prohibition of bishul akum, and even if it's not eaten together with bread, but it's on a table of things that is for an important meal, then certainly that's also going to be a prohibition of bishul akum. Now he writes over here the following: Din suge ma'cholim sheinim. What do we do with different types of food? We mentioned previously this idea of food that is eaten raw, and food that is eaten on the tables of kings. It really depends upon the time that you are living in, and the makom and the place that you are living in. It's very difficult to judge halachically the reality of the case. Because the way that people eat changes from time to time. Think about it just in our generation. This has become the gluten-free generation, the vegan generation, the keto generation. There's all different types of food that are being eaten today that are considered to be chashev. You ask somebody 50 years ago, would it have been considered to be like an amazing meal if you had cooked carrots and broccoli? They would have said, yeah, if you're a rabbit, yes. But now that's a delicacy today if you're a vegan. Would they have said that if you're eating, ground buckwheat with some pea flour, with some hummus milk inside over there, that would be something that's a delicious meal? No, 50 years ago they would have laughed at you if you said that that's what you eat for breakfast. And today, it's the breakfast of champions if you're a keto person. So the eating habits change over the years. And as a result of that, it causes us that's he's saying, in the different generations, to look at the food that's being eaten differently, whether it falls into the category of bishul akum or not. Nevertheless, we'll mention over here, he says, many different types of food that is written explicitly in the Paiskim, in the halachic works, or at least we'll talk about the way in which it's eaten today, so we can discern if there's going to be an issue of bishul akum or not. So we're going to hold off until tomorrow. He has a nice list over here of different things that might be questionable in our minds, whether or not it's considered, it can be eaten raw, it can be oil al shulchan malachim, and therefore it is going to be a problem. We're not going to be a problem of bishul akum. We'll see Be'ez Hashem tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.